in my car in a parking lot, I think about, is this what I want to do, or do I want to be back in a house or an apartment? Do I want to live the nomad life? And the nomad life is someone who lives full time on the road, whether out of their RV, out of their car, truck, whatever. Do I want to live this life, or do I want to go back to a normal life? It's always a question that will come across the nomad's mind. Um, there's no easy answer. The normal life is boring. Let's be honest. The normal life is boring. But let's be honest, the nomad life is somewhat unsustainable. And let's be honest. Keep it up with Bree, $2.99 super chat very early in the live feed. Well, kisses back to you, keeping up with Bree. I searched through all your Instagram pics, and I did take a screenshot and masturbate. Why? Because you had some cute pics up there, I'm not going to lie. However, I'm single for life. I'm not doing meet and greets, and I know I'm looking good tonight in the lighting, and I know a lot of you freaks want to get with me, okay? But I'm single for life. I masturbate because it's healthy. But love to you, Bree. You keep confident, keep doing you. There's a guy out there for you that's masturbating to you. And remember, it's not me, but remember when, because I'm a man whore, guys, okay? That's who I am. It's true. But what I can tell you is, stay single. That's what I tell you. Keeping up with Bree, stay beautiful. Stay in the nursing industry, because the medical industry and the IT industry is the best. Howell, I thought about you today, brother. What I can tell you is take the job, but reposition out of the travel industry into the medical or IT industry. Why? Secure your future. Aaron from the UK, Aaron Blackman. Damn, man, I don't see him in a while. Well, I can tell you this, Aaron, I didn't masturbate to you today, but it's great to see you, brother. Shout out to the UK. It's late night for you guys, man. I appreciate you still being a member and supporting. Great to have you, Aaron. May all your dreams come true. Look, the nomad life is a dreamer's life. It's an endless adventure. And it's true. Great to see you. Fred! Oh, shit, Fred! Fred's in the building too, man. Damn! Fred, I thought I lost you, man. You've been a good man. Hal and Fred. Fred, man. Two guys from Brooklyn. Great guys. What I can tell you, Fred, just appreciate you, man. Always been an encourager to me. Thank you. Thank you. Look, I like the adventure, okay? And I think people need to take risks to feel alive. I like no commitment, okay? Because I think commitment suffocates creativity. I think sacrifice births creativity. I think, a little bit of it, you need the eye of the tiger, okay? You need to be the hungry Rocky, okay? When you get comfortable and complacent, I don't know if you'll do your best artwork. Like I got my man who watches me, Mark, from upstate New York. He's trying to do his best he can to stay creative in the cold-ass upstate New York, dreaming of the treasure coast of Port St. Lucie. And what I could tell you guys, the vitamin D, and for all my girls out there, the D, is something that excites you. Okay, just play it. Fred, you didn't lose me at all. Just been taking a break. Keep doing you. And doing some self-care. There you go. When in doubt, self-care. I don't care if you're living the normal life or the nomad life. Self-care is the ultimate calling on your life. When you're bored, self-care. When you're surfing the internet, self-care. When in doubt, self-care. What is self-care? Brushing your teeth, flossing, walking, working out, laundry. Eliminating relationships that are no longer healthy for you. Changing your number if necessary. Keeping a job, picking up a side hustle if necessary. Keeping a healthy routine, going to bed early, waking up early. What is this? This is self-care. You say, how does that equate to the nomad life? Guys, if you're living the nomad life, if you're not in a house or an apartment, you better have a routine, you better have a structure, you better have a job, you better have a focus. If you're living the normal life, guys, you're in this bubble. You're in this isolated cell, whether an apartment or house, and everything's there. For most people, even a laundry. For most people, you got your laundry there. You got everything. You're self-contained. You got a fifth wheel, but it's an apartment building. However, there's no adventure. You just basically survive. You eat, you drink, you watch Netflix, you watch me. And then once in a while, you get in your car and you go to Publix. What I could tell you guys, it's not too exciting. So, however, if you're old, or even if you're me, if you're burnt out on the road, it's something that you think about. It's true. Oh shit, we got the newest member, Charles Eson, self-care requires a good ST. Well, as long as there ain't no STDs in here. I agree with that. Great to have you, Charles. Thank you for joining, brother. Hal, I am trying to get into the medical field. Good. Or IT. Good. I've been looking heavy. Well, ask Bree, because Bree is over in here, doing what she does. And what I can tell you is she looks cute too. But Bree, don't get with Hal. Why? Because Hal already banged two of the chicks he worked with, okay? So Hal, you need to be very careful. All right, let's continue. He goes, I've been looking heavy. I want to take this chance to start a new path. You're going to do great, man. It's hard, but I will keep pushing. Secure the job no matter what it is right away because you need to get back in the workforce. The longer you're out of the workforce, the harder it is to get back in, okay? And I think it's the same thing with anything in life. Like I say, guys, when you don't stay juiced up, you get dry. When you get dry, your joints start to be brittle, your mind decays, and before you know it, guys, you're done, okay? And girls, you're done. Stay in the rhythm of life as best you can, because to get back into that rhythm is very hard. I think about the nomad life, like, I kind of know if I go back to the normal life, even if I buy an RV lot, I'm not, the chances of me going back full-time as a nomad are pretty much like little to none unless I became destitute or something extreme happened in my life. Because why? One is I went through all the hard work to sell my house, which was a no-brainer because I know I didn't want to live in New Jersey. So to me, worst case scenario, I didn't like the road and eventually I'm going to Florida anyway. Now it's like I'm where I want to be. Don't want to go to California. I love Pluto. Don't want to go to the Pacific Northwest. Don't want to go to Texas. Don't want to go to Arizona. So now I'm just trying to figure out, do I want the adventure to end? Do I want to just add the stability? But I know I'll never live this life I'm living out. And I say I'm 40. Am I ready to get off the road? If I was 60 or 70, I would say yes. So the normal life is a life of less risk, more stability, more comfort. And I think when you're older, that matters more. I think when you're younger, middle age, it matters less. It always matters, But do I want to go back to cutting grass or do I want to go back to paying an HOA to cut my grass? Do I want to go back to the conforming life, the regular life? Do I want to constantly have people park next to me? Do I constantly want to drive around from here to there? It's that give and the take. Look, the nomad life is an adventurous life, period. It's a freeing life, nothing like it. There's no way, I don't care if I get an RV lot, a small apartment, a small house. There is no way I will ever, or you will ever be as free in the normal life. It's impossible. I don't care if you pay rent, if you Airbnb, or if you own. It's a different lifestyle. It's different. There's just no way to it. It's bottom line. And the nomad life has a lot of struggles that get magnified over time because the novice wears off. So you have to have a passion and a mind that adapts. But what keeps you on the road if you don't have to be on the road? Now, some people have to be on the road. What will keep you on the road is there is an extreme liberation, freedom in the ability to not have to go anywhere as far as go back to something or take care of something. I don't know if I ever want to own because I just don't know if I want to take care of something. However, I kind of know I don't want a landlord. For me, it will either be nomad until I get to a certain age, or RV and campgrounds with 1,000 trails, or that's it. I really can't see me renting an apartment. Or renting a house. I could see myself renting an Airbnb if needed, but that would just buy me time to see what I would want to do next. But I don't know what brings me more joy. the total freedom or the total entanglement? I guess the total freedom. I mean, it's like a give and a take, you know. So let's go back to live comments. Charles says self-care requires a good stock of lotion. No doubt, guys, look. One is after you take a shower, you put your baby powder on your balls or your coochie, but be careful because Johnson & Johnson got sued by a girl for getting ovarian cancer putting baby powder on her coochie. So, but that's what I do. I take a shower, I put baby powder on, and then I lotion up. Now, when I'm masturbating, may or may not use lotion, but masturbation is good, man. Why? Because, guys, like you see some people, they're so uptight and they're so psychedelic and they're chasing, guys are chasing the girls. You look, guys, the girls, unless a girl wants to have a kid, for the most part, even though I've dated some freaks, for the most part, a girl would rather have her chocolate or cheese, her independent money, and just have you as an accessory. And when she's in the mood to feel sexy, she's sexy. But if she's not in ovulating child mode, guys, you're just a chihuahua, okay? So look good, fix the house, and shut the fuck up, okay? That's what I tell you. Now, am I mad at that? Well, I love my single women. And I love my single guys, not as far as like I want to get with you, but like I got love for everyone. But look, my dream. Look, guys, this is what you hear, that horns? I don't know, man. But I said to myself, I'm sitting here in the Nomad life in a parking lot, broadcasting live. There's traffic behind me and people beeping their horns. The alternative is I'm in a house and my neighbors are having a cookout next to me and they're making noise. But look, if you're in a good neighborhood, you don't have to worry about that sometimes. It all depends. It's a crapshoot. But even, one bad neighbor could destroy a good neighborhood. It's true. And, once you're in a neighborhood, it's hard to get out. The commitment is what I think what really suffocates my mental state when it comes to the normal life. The commitment. Okay. I hate commitment. I like to be able to get out of something quickly if I don't like it. Now, I think a big part of it is mental. I think a lot of times, like I think too deep into the commitment part because time just passes. It's not that big a deal. And sometimes I may exaggerate that. The biggest thing is the environment. Look, when you're where you want to be, that's the huge thing. If you don't know where you want to live, Nomad, figure out where you do. But I do go back to, look, the bottom line is, if you're in a state and in somewhat of a town or a vicinity of the environment that inspires you, don't just keep traveling for the sake of traveling, because that's like, not wisdom. Now, you can still be a nomad and be a local. I see plenty of people do that. The key is movement. Movement is the nomadic life. Static is the normal life. So how much do you want to move? How much energy? Are you a high energy person, low energy person? Do you do well adapting and researching? I don't know. Just get through the day. That's what I tell people now. As I get older, I really focus on that. I said, well, if I get through another day, I got through another day. What does it matter if I'm in the normal life or nomad life? The only thing that matters is when I wake up and I know I'm not in the hook to anyone. I like that. At night, though, with the nomad life, finding that place where I could really shut my mind down, where I could sleep at peace, sometimes that's a little challenging, and that's where the normal life pays off. The normal life is, though, you're going to sleep too late. You're too comfortable. However, at night, it's good to be comfortable. In the morning, you got to be uncomfortable because you got to get up early and start your day. That's where the normal life fucks a lot of people. A lot of people sleep too late. They're fucking lethargic, and the day has kicked their ass by 9 a.m. because they haven't really done anything really positive or productive by 9 a.m. They're barely getting up. And guys, when you're in a truck stop, you getting the fuck up at 5 a.m. Okay, and you're getting going. And I like that. I like to get pushed a little bit. Let's go back live comments. I apologize. Masturbation's part of it, Fred. You know what it is. And like I said, I don't know. Keeping up with Bree, if you want to spam your Instagram in the live feed, but I don't want you to get stalked because there's a lot of stalkers on YouTube. Don't give up your Instagram if you don't want to. But I don't know. I know I would never want to live a normal life um, in a relationship. It's not who I am. Um, it's like going home to the same person, the same place. It would probably be good for a while, but then after a while, I would get very frustrated. Robert Morales, shout to you. Welcome to the live chat access, man. We're on fire tonight, guys and girls, and all my chicks out there with the nice Instagram. Filter it out because you got a lot of horny men in here. You can feel the testosterone building up. We haven't even peaked yet. Get ready for 100,000 subscribers, okay? Get ready for forward. Peace. Kathy. Love to you, Fred. Love to you. All right, let's go back. Live comments. We're on fire. I want to make sure I go back and read anyone. Self-care. Yep. Cross lotion. I agree with that. How? I would rather take a shot on living in my car than renting a room or a studio. I just don't know if they are going to shut down the city. Well, there's no doubt about it. You have to think about your geographical location if you're going to be a nomad. Look, doing it in Brooklyn is going to be harder than doing it in Florida. However, in the fall and spring, doing it in Brooklyn is going to be easier than the summer in Florida. When you can't, look, guys, the extreme weather is your number one negative. I've had a couple people I met online. Who was it? May. She was a female from Brooklyn. She lived in her car for a while. I don't know if she still is. So I did it in New Jersey. I mean, as far as the temperature, it's the same thing as Brooklyn. It's 45 minutes away from Brooklyn. So I don't know. The city, the parking restrictions are a little bit different in Jersey. That's something you'd have to navigate to figure out. If you're going to be a nomad, this is what I recommend. This is what I did. Figure out for the first 3 months where you're going to park. Okay. Whether you have an industrial area, whether you have a family member's house, whatever you can do, you gotta be careful with that. But just figure out your 3-month parking strategy. It's gonna have some risk. But that's what I would tell you to do, because that at least gets you through the first few months. And then you'll kind of figure out, is it something that you can deal with? And then you just go from there. And then, but that's what I would tell any beginning nomad is figure out your first 3 months of parking. If you do that, you give yourself a fighting chance to launch off into the adventurous life of the nomad life. Very few people keep doing it. Okay, like I say, guys, one of my initial trolls, okay, and I don't think she had a good-looking Instagram. I think she had a bad-looking Instagram. But she was a psychopath. Let's stay positive. And she got in her car. She was very nice to me in the beginning. I guess she had like one of these dual personalities. So we would always chop it up. I would say nice things. She would say nice things. And then all of a sudden, I guess she tried to live in her car, but I guess she stayed in the same park for like 3 days and she never moved. And I guess the park ranger told her, you got to move. And then she told me, oh my God, you should never tell people to live in your car because it's not possible. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, what? It's like, what? But I understand maybe she had mental problems. But that's the thing with YouTube. I don't know who I'm dealing with. I don't know if I'm dealing with someone that has legit mental issues or if I'm dealing with someone who's playing games, because there's people who do that. They just want to see if they can get you worked up. Or if I'm dealing with some hot chick, or if this hot chick's a dude with a picture of a hot chick. I had that before. So all I tell you is this. I don't trust anyone, okay? And all I can tell you is this, guys. My videos are for adults. So if you get in your car and it sucks, and you want to go back to normal life, you got to figure out your own life. Guys, I'm not your dad, all right? All right, I may play your dad figure on YouTube, but don't forget, I'm just an entertainer. Yeah, Coconut's in the building. Shout out to Upper East Side of Manhattan. What I can tell you is this. Shout out to Keeping Up a Breeze. Shout out to Fred. Shout out to my newest members, Charles and Roberto Morales and Kathy. And my man Aaron from the UK, man. This guy comes here strong. Fred's in here. And we're going back live comments. Fred, rent an Airbnb. That's what ESP's doing from Alaska. Now, ESP, don't get mad because I masturbated to ESP the other day. And I don't even know what she looks like. Okay, but in my mind. And then the other day, I just thought I masturbated to Brie. Guys, I'm a single guy. Okay, I do what I want. Okay, no one tells me what to do. I need to tell you guys. So part of that nomad life is that mentality that I'm living on the edge. And I am, guys. Okay. And I'm living this free, adventurous life, and I am. However, I also know etiquette, self-control, be respectful to police. And guys, I saw 3 cop cars had to pull over at the Dollar Tree today because there was an old senior citizen riding a tricycle with a big Trump flag that said, "Stop the steal." Okay? And these 3 cop cars had to corner this like 85-year-old guy. I think he had dementia. And it was a big scene, guys, but they would try to be respectful. But, they would say, look, because they're cracking down, guys, for the Biden inauguration. Even down here, there's a county rule in most of these municipalities that 30 days after the election, you have to take down your political statement flags because they don't want any problems. Okay, so and this state, Florida, leans Republican, but they shutting shit down because even DeSantis said. He said, look, I was like this when they protest over the summer. I'm going to be like it now. If you get out of line, you're going to get arrested and prosecuted straight to law. So I respect that. So what I can tell you is this, guys. Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about it, Fred. Look, Trump planted these seeds, there's no doubt about that, And I feel bad because I say to myself, man, I don't know, man. I don't know if people are, I don't want to say all the people that supported him were like that, but all people aren't as smart as you think. Like even me, like I guess that girl who listens to me, she's not as smart as I thought she was. Like, she was on some other stuff. And I said to myself, was I like the Trump to her? But I don't feel I was, because I feel like even though like I'm very entertaining, I'm boisterous, I think if you read my videos in context, I tell you like, keep a job. I tell you have an exit strategy. I tell you do it. And so like, I don't know if she only watched a couple videos or again, if she has mental problems. It's very tough to tell. Roberto, you're a car dweller, a nomad. Great to have you, man. How long have you been on the road? That's what I always ask someone if they tell me they're a nomad or like, because I also had a girl, I'm going to say, she had mental problems too. And she went on disability for him eventually. She had mental problems and she was telling other people like to rip your seats out of your car. And I was like, what? I was like, are you in your car? And she's like, no, not yet. But however, I got to be honest. I remember one time I was looking at a townhome community in Florida, and I was kind of telling other people what they should be doing in their townhome. So in my mind, I was already living in that community. So I have to admit, even my own psychopathic stuff, that when we get excited about something, because again, I was excited about the normal life of living in an HOA in Florida, or if you're excited about the nomad life, you tend to get ahead of yourself. And that's normal. And I'm sharing with you, I've done that. So when you get ahead of yourself, what's your friend is your savings account, your job, your mental health, your self-care, because it allows you to refocus. Because there's no way in life you don't make mistakes. It's impossible. I don't care how smart you are, how strong you are. Mistakes are part of life. And when you don't have enough of a foundation, and you're not taking care of yourself, and you're not in a good position financially, mentally, physically, you'll get fucked up on the road, okay? Because you don't have that safe bubble. And again, that's why the elderly, the sick, the normal life is the best unless you're going to be in a self-contained RV and you know where to go to RV park. But I've had some people on disability that were in an RV park and they didn't like it. And now they had to figure out how to get out of the RV park and back into an apartment. So, look, it's like there's no way to tell what you're going to like better without doing it. Now, what you have to do is put some things in place so that you mitigate your risk. Again, such as a savings account, such as a steady source of income, such as an exit strategy. That way, if you do get to a point where you don't like one life or the other, you can transition, okay? And what I can tell you, guys, if Caitlyn Jenner can make a sex transition, you can make the transition between being the nomad life and the normal life. However, remember, Caitlyn Jenner is a millionaire, and that's what allowed her to transition, because she had the money bag right. So that's the bottom line. All right, let's go back live comments. We're on fire tonight. Fred was saying, rent an Airbnb, much more flexible, and you are not tied to a lease. Yeah, that would be my plan if I need to. I've been thinking about that. I don't like the Airbnb phone app. I got to figure out how to use it better. I don't like the interface because it's not easy, at least from my experience, to book or to filter it. So maybe I have to use the web version, but I'm very unimpressed with the Airbnb phone app. So I don't know, ESP, if you're in here, if you want to share, do you use the phone app? Or Fred, do you use the phone app when you Airbnb? I've yet to actually book one. I've only looked on the app. Charles, get your head right. Yeah, I mean, I've heard people say the Nomad life, they did the Nomad life, van life, RV life, whatever, to get their head right, to reset their life. Downsizing and minimalism allows you to focus on rebuilding your life in whatever manner you choose, okay? Because maybe you're an empty nester, maybe your spouse died, maybe your pet died, maybe you had a midlife crisis, or maybe, you have a financial problem. Or you want to take a risk. You want to start a business, you want to travel, you want to move states. These are a variety of reasons why people leave the normal life to go to the Nomad life. Because the Nomad life gives you all this flexibility and it allows you to move around, okay? The normal life gives you the stability and allows you to build on top of an area and a lifestyle that now you're ready to sustain. I'm a little bit of an all or nothing guy. Now, the Airbnb is a good medium. Short-term rental is a good medium. Now, look, there's a lot to be said for long-term. Now, but if you're a single guy or a single girl, a lot of them out there, I don't think you ever need to own. But I do think you need to prepare for your senior citizen years, 60s, 70s, 80s. And you need to have some type of budget if you're not, just to get off the road if you need it to. So, you got to think about that. Charles, could wait for the housing market to go down. Yeah, a lot of people have been saying that for years, and I understand it, and I think about it myself. But I have to be fair. The housing market keeps going up, and I don't see it going down. But there's always deals. I have shown you guys houses for under $100,000, and definitely houses under $200,000. So the average home in America right now, I think, sells for $300,000. I think the average person should probably, a single person, you can get a house for about $150,000 or under, or a condo. I could have bought a house for $150,000 or under. And with today's interest rates, if you have a job, if you have something to put down, it's not going to be too bad. It may even be comparable to the Nomad life because you'll be cooking home at more. And the Nomad life, the number one thing you're going to spend money on is food. Number two is fuel. Food and fuel are your biggest costs in the Nomad life. In your normal life, okay, it's your mortgage, it's your utility bills. Look, even if you have no mortgage, utility bills are at least $300-$400 a month if you add up your electric, your water, your gas, your sewer tax, etc. So, when I come close to thinking about settling down the home base, I get excited initially, but then when the reality comes that maybe they would accept the offer, I get anxious. And there's a mental hurdle that I don't like being attached to something. And that's why I don't know if I could ever go back to the normal life. However, to be honest, as time goes on, even though there's some parts of the Nomad life I feel I fully figured out, I'm in a full rhythm, I'm getting like a grumpy old man with regards to being in the public and being agitated by people more than I was in the beginning. And my joints, you feel your body aging more, because you're so in tune with your body, because I'm outdoors more. I'm very active, but I like to be active. I don't want to be inside, but I don't have enough maybe balance of having a place that is just mine to rest in. Because yes, I'm in my car, and yes, being in your car is like solace. And sleeping in your car is very cozy. But it's still not the complete shut off of the outside world that an apartment or house is. So, there's that give and that take. Back to live comments. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate your love. Thank you again, keeping up a breed. Thank you to my newest members. Welcome, Roberto. Kathy, welcome. You're so positive and so loving. God bless you. Fred's laughing good. Laughter's good for the soul. My man Coconuts, custom member emoji, laughing on the floor. Stock market back open tomorrow, brother. Shout out to all my traders. My first ever member, Jesse O2. I know it's tough when you got the holiday weekend and you can't trade. But the good news is tomorrow's stock market's back open for a lot of you people. Now, I had a great guy. I probably shouldn't have blocked him, but during the summer and the coronavirus, I was getting very frustrated with a lot of people, and as soon as I saw something crazy, I just blocked. But I had a good view. I want to consider him a good guy. Guy AJ used to live in his car in Miami, in his Prius. And I looked at a Prius this weekend. Guys, I'm this close maybe to getting a Prius. We'll see. I don't know. It was a used one, though. So I looked at the used Prius. It was about 3 years old. And I said, well, if it doesn't work out, the risk reward is still not that bad. Because if it doesn't work out, what was the car, like 10, 15 grand? It's not like a huge waste, and it's still run, it'll still work. So even if I got a house, I still use it as my regular car. The only downside is I'm looking at 3 options. One is keep doing the Nomad life, but by the summer, I want some type of temperature control. Whether I go Prius or my second option, other than a hybrid vehicle, whether Prius or RAV4 or whatever, is going to be a travel trailer. Because I'm not going to get a Class B or Class C because I'm just not ready to give up the option of DoorDash yet, in case I ever needed it. So, with that one Class C that I did a video of that was like 57,000, that was only 19 feet long, that's a pretty sweet deal. You get that, and you get the 1,000 Trails Camping Pass, and you just move every 4 days. Guys, it's a win. And I say to myself, well, I could probably make that work even if I lost my job. I could probably still pick up something remote where I didn't have to DoorDash. But I don't know if I want to do that yet. And I don't know if I want to have a full-time Class C with no regular vehicle because I like zipping around. Like the other day I was in Pompano Beach. I was looking at the Encore Park in Pompano Beach, Florida. And it was actually pretty nice. It was decent. So they have some in Southeast Florida. Let's take a hydration break. I saw some gilf today in the gym. I'll tell you, some of these old women, they look good. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, and even, I'll tell you, I looked at some gilf porn too. Gilf is grandma I would like to F. And I'll tell you, man, yeah, for all my old women out there, I'm giving you hope, okay, that there's still guys that masturbate to you. It's true. I remember I went to church with some lady. She was good looking old lady, and she was actually excited to be called a MILF, a mom I would like to fuck. Because I think, look, I heard a gay guy say this. He was like a famous, what do you call him? Like, fashion guy. He was, I don't know what he was, not Versace, one of these fashion guys. And he was asked, what's the number one thing all women want? And he said it right away. He said like, I think it was Italian, like Italian accent. He goes, all women want to feel beautiful. And I agree. All women want to feel beautiful. Okay. So if you're a woman in here, or if you're a guy and you got a profile picture of a woman, let me know if that's true. Oh, ESP's in here. All my woman members, please let me know if this is true. I want to take a poll right now. Would you say the number one thing a woman, including yourself, wants is to feel beautiful? I'm very interested in the response. I'm going to get to this. All right, guys, let's go back live comments. We'll get to that. Yeah, it's getting good. Now let's go back. Charles laughing good. Charles, I'm single too. Praise the Lord. Yeah. Fred. Oh, yeah, Trump caused, there's no doubt, bad leadership. Look, it's MLK Day, and I watched some speeches of Martin Luther King and of Malcolm X, and I said, wow. I said, that's leadership. And at the same time, I said, the time and the circumstance would make you be a leader like that. Like right now, like over the summer, I felt like the need for that type of leadership. But like, I also don't feel like, you say to yourself, well, I want to be the next Martin Luther King or the next Malcolm X or whoever you want to pick in your life. But it's like, it's a different season of society of human history, you would have to be spurred in, it's like almost like the nomad life makes you uncomfortable, so it makes you creative. It's almost like, when you're oppressed or when you're up against the odds, it gives you a level of fire that spurs your leadership to another level. And so it's like, because I thought about that. So, well, is it time to be like that? And I'm saying, like, the times make you that, because I felt that over the summer. Like, there was a need for that. And I also thought, like, if Trump, I was trying to do the calculations, like, how old was Trump in the early 1960s? And so I don't know. He's probably still young, because what is he now, like 74? I mean, I don't know how old Biden was. And they did say, look, would Kamala Harris say that Biden was for certain stuff? But I don't know. I said to myself, like, you could tell, like, where Trump would stand. Now, again, Biden's got his own questionable record. But the difference between Biden and Trump is Biden has the ability to apologize and correct. That's repentance. Now, whether or not he's sincere, I don't know. But obviously, he sets a different tone, and his actions are a certain way. And that's repentance. That's the scriptures. That's Christianity. That's the Bible, whatever you want to believe in, the Torah, whatever. So someone who doesn't repent is a deplorable by definition. Someone who deserves high condemnation, and they refuse to repent. So you say, well, there's no condemnation in Jesus. Well, Jesus said that every sin is forgivable except blasphemy of the Holy Spirit, which is someone who refuses to acknowledge they're wrong. So we all know Trump refuses to acknowledge he's wrong. So again, though, it's like, I know some good people that got caught in that bad algorithm, because I've worked with some good people and some people that were minorities that voted for Trump, that liked Trump. So, I don't know. It's that dynamic. But the bottom line is, look, it's done. So let's get through the inauguration and let's go forward. And look, another milestone where, you have the first black female as vice president. Now, I know you said, well, it doesn't, that's just like a quota, doesn't matter. Look, no, it matters. And bottom line is, look, it's a better direction. I mean, I feel better about it. I'm not going to say I'm going to agree with every policy. And like I've told you guys, look, if the country goes bad under Biden and Harris, I'll vote for a Republican next time. I may vote for DeSantis in Florida. So for me, it doesn't matter. But what I saw these past 4 years, especially in this past year, that matters. I mean, I don't know how you could agree with that, even for the sake of some policy agreement. But I want to stay positive, and I want to be thankful. But it's a good conversation. I'm just talking out my thoughts here with you. Oh, shit! We're a $5 super chat. Milarango, forgive me for saying it wrong, Milarango, secure the money bag, 100 emoji. Blessed to be 25 and never drank. Praise the Lord. And now that I got snipped, vasectomy in the building. Friends entangled left me 100. What I can tell you is you've just secured your future. Because financial health and emotional health and the responsibility to not recklessly have children shows that you have secured a great life. And even if for some reason you wanted to change and reverse the vasectomy or adopt, like someone asked me today, I forgot, I'll do a video about it. He asked me, like, what are you, anti-lanizine? I don't know what it is, like something like where you're like against giving birth or against like reproduction. I wouldn't call myself that, whatever it was, but I would say this. I think if you're going to have a child, it should be like the same way when you have a job or when you go to put on an addition on your house. You should have to pull out a permit. You should have a drug test, a mental health test, a financial test. And, there should be some serious thought into bringing another life in this world. Because if you really care about humans and humanity, why would you want to just not have any guys, when a person hires you, they give you a drug test, they give you a background check, etc., because they're trying to mitigate their risk to make sure it's a healthy environment. When you go to get a loan on a house, and you're going to need a house if you have a kid, they check your credit. They have to make sure you're financially able. So I think the future is, one is if you really want a kid, there's so many up for adoption. And if you really want to take care of someone that needs it, start there. And I have some good friends that have adopted. I give them credit. So one is, don't forget adoption if you really wanted kids, okay? Then two is, if you're going to have kids on your own way, then I think you should go through those basic checks of humanity for love and doing things responsibly. And I think, guys, that's the wave of the new future. And so congratulations. Shout out to you and Infinity. Yeah, 100 emojis. All right, let's go back live comments. Thank you again. I want to get to all the members, man. Thank you. Roberto, I'm sorry, man. I know I missed you. Roberto, hello, my fellow car lifers. Great to have you, man. Charles, you're a very entertaining dude. I try to do the best I can. I try to give value through entertainment, information, inspiration, a spark plug to your life. And, some videos of showing you different environments. I think that's value. And I think, look, the memberships are a non-commitment because you sign up, and if you want to cancel, you cancel at any time. And I think that's very fair. And I appreciate all my members. Roberto? Okay, you've been in the car for 2 years. 2 years and a car lifer. Yeah, look, if you've done 2 years, Roberto, or anyone out there living in a car full time, then obviously you've passed the 9-month metric. In my experience, if you're living in your car full time for 9 months and you keep going, you have given birth to the nomad life. Like I just talked about protocol for giving birth to a child. And again, don't forget adoption. But let's just say you looked at the nomad life like having a child. The first couple weeks you're excited. Well, first couple weeks you're scared, right? Like, if you ever knew a girl that was pregnant in the beginning, she doesn't tell anyone because she doesn't know if the baby's going to hold or if she's going to have a miscarriage or whatever. Then if she does it for if she holds the baby for 3 months, she starts to tell her friends. So in the beginning of your nomad life, you're probably not going to tell anyone. I didn't. Then after about 3, 4, 5 months, you start to tell people because they're going to know you ain't living in the house eventually. They're going to know, like, after you show up to the club and you got a stomach coming out to this motherfucker, okay, what happened to you? Yeah, you haven't been just eating Dunkin' Donuts. Like ESP wasn't just watching Ghetto Van Guy at Dairy Queen. No, she's pregnant, okay? So eventually, after about 3, 4, 5 months on the road, people start knowing you're a nomad. And that's going to cause a big problem with some of your friends and family. Big problem. But it's your life. You're an adult, right? But secure the bag. Like my man Morongo said. Why? Because, guys, believe me, people are going to take their money away, whether it's form an inheritance or form of help. Once they find out, you live in a different life. But then, after you get through that stage of pregnancy, and we're talking about the nomad life here, then you get into the 9 months where you're ready to give birth, and now you're saying, this is my new life. Now, certainly you can live on the road for more than 9 months, 2 years, 3 years, and you can think about getting off the road. Throughout my 4 years of being on the road, I have thought about getting off, but only once I've got to Florida, because that was one of my main goals. I do not want to live in any other state. I do still want flexibility to travel in a hurricane or to be able to get up and leave if there's some type of issue or to visit my mom, etc. But I want to spend most of my time here. And I think that in itself kind of determines how you live whatever life you want to live, right? Like, let's just say you wanted to leave the normal life and become a nomad and travel the country. Well, let's say you travel to all 50 states. Now, I ain't going to Alaska. I ain't going to Hawaii. Why? Guys, they're out in the middle of nowhere. But I love you, ESP. I love everyone in Hawaii. But let's say you travel all 50 states. You go through Canada, you get to Alaska, you take an airplane, you get lifted all the way to Hawaii. Let's say you do that twice over the course of 3 years. Do you think you're going to keep doing that? Now, I don't know how many times Nomadic Fanatic going to go to Disney World. That guy's been a lot of times. But he bought a house. So, I think eventually it'll be very rare for people not to get tired, burnt out, or just achieve a goal that they're ready to get off the road. And let's just say you run into money. Let's say you become a famous YouTuber. Let's say your business takes off. Let's say you inherited money. And let's say that, because obviously, look, if you have no choice to be on the road, you're going to stay on the road. If you have a choice, then obviously there's always something lingering. And if you're kind of in the middle ground, again, a small travel trailer or a small van and the 1,000 Trails camping pass will get you to live a good quality life, in my opinion. Okay. Now, I don't do the 1,000 Trails anymore because I got tired of where the campgrounds were. But overall, I did it for a year. I had a great experience. And I still think I would revisit it if I get an RV, because there's no cheaper way to live in your RV and get full utility hookups than a 1,000 Trails pass or membership. So the Nomad life for someone who doesn't want to be in the parking lot every night, 1,000 Trails for the win. There's no doubt about it. And I traveled up and down the East Coast, and I went to North Carolina, South Carolina. I didn't go to any in Georgia, but Florida, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, they're all there. But you have to be able to travel kind of with the weather if you're not going to stay in Florida, because the campgrounds close down in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, etc. after about November. So your ability to travel is going to determine a level of your success in the Nomad life. Okay. Your ability to make money on the road. And we're talking about Uber, DoorDash. We're talking about project manager, traveling nurse. I know I've met a couple nurses, data entry, whatever. Okay, so think about that. Let's go back live comments. Fred, I used the Airbnb website, Sam. All right, I got to use the website because the phone app I was not liking. How? I just looked up Airbnb for a month. Okay, you just rental for a month, and they are all showing me rooms for rent. Yeah, look at that. For $950 and up? Yeah, that's crazy. See, that's what I mean. It's a short-term fix. Okay. Like, look, if you wanted to get through, like, as an example, like ESP, she's a nomad, but she wanted to get off the road in the winter to get to the summer to see what she wants to do next for her life. So it makes sense, right? For 6 months or whatever, pay a few $100, even $1,000 a month if you had to get off the road. And that way, once this warmer weather comes, you figure out what you want to do. But long term, like, if you're not going to leave that area, it's almost like you might as well buy. However, as I get older, and I shout to my viewer Alice, me and her are very similar, I really don't want to be responsible for anything, okay? So, but I'm going to say this, I don't want a landlord. So for me, it's either full-time Nomad or 1,000 Trails camping pass, so I avoid the landlord, or own. I don't want to deal with a landlord. I don't. Even an Airbnb landlord if I have to. Now, some people found great ones, but too, like $1,000 a month, it buys you time, but long term, not my thing. Good comment. Infinity, I started to downsize once my dog died. Me and you on the same page, man. And I would never get another dog again. I don't have the energy. I don't have the mindset. I don't have the capacity anymore. And to me, it was like marriage. And I think, in my opinion, once you're married once, for me, that's it. It's I can't give that much of myself a second time. It's like, I don't understand it. But, and I want to, and at this point too, I'm selfish. And I'm selfish, but I'm not selfish in getting another dog or getting into a relationship and then not taking care of them well. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you have to know yourself. So I'm trying to do the responsible thing, okay, by not having another pet, by not getting into a relationship, because I don't want it long term. So I don't want to be hurtful to them because I know I don't have what it takes to stay with them long term, ESP. What's up, ESP? I think I'm liking the Nomad life with the occasional breaks. Let me tell you something. ESP is so cozy. She's got her heat on. She got running water. No one bothers her. ESP, I think your Nomad life is done. I love you. I know you still miss sleeping in that cozy van. But in my opinion, this is my opinion, guys, I could be wrong. Once you get off the road as a full-time nomad and you go back to normal life, I don't think you go back. I think ESP, you're going to be a part-time traveler, but I don't say that in shame. I say that that's evolution. And if that makes your life better, look, the Nomad life is a competition. I don't know why, but I'm going to be sharing with you now. And I'm going to read the rest of your comment. Give me a minute. Is that when I first started living in my car, and like I say, after about 3-4 months, people started to find out. And one of the guys who found out, nice guy, he says, Sam, well, I don't understand how long you're going to be in your car. And it's like, all of a sudden, like, and I was like, well, how long do you think I'm going to be in my car? He goes, well, don't take it as a competition. I'm just asking, because then if I say 1 year, you're going to do 2 years. This is tell me like I could do more. But there is a competition there, right? Because it's a survival life. Like, remember that TV show, The Survivor, where a bunch of psychopaths almost, like, you almost have to be a psychopath to be a nomad, but there's plenty of psychopaths in normal life. But you go on a Survivor show. I had a viewer, Survivor, okay? He was a guy, he had a baby mother on Staten Island, okay? And he was Ubering. He lived in his car for a few weeks. He said, I'm going back to a rented room. I ain't mad at him either. Good guy. I wish he still made videos. He was a good guy. My man, eternally inspired. He's blowing up. He got almost 400 subscribers. His damn Port St. Lucie video went viral. 10,000 hits. I told him, guys, people don't want to hear about the nomad life. They want to hear about Port St. Lucie. They want to hear about Florida, especially in the winter. Now, all my YouTubers, here's a pro tip. In the summer, the YouTube algorithm goes away from Florida and it goes back to up north and variety of topics. The YouTube algorithm has a higher search engine for Florida in the winter. Why? Everyone wants to come to Florida in the winter, okay? So just remember that in the summer, not too many people checking for you. Everything has a season. All right, what were we talking about? We were talking about ESP. She ain't getting out that Airbnb. Let's see what she got to say. She's too comfortable. I think I'll probably continue to live in my van. Oh, yeah. With breaks here and there, but there's nothing wrong with that. Because I'm not going to lie to you guys. I don't know. It's a 50-50 shot. I get off the road full time this next year. It's definitely a high percentage shot I change my vehicle. So we'll see. But I understand ESP. And again, I'm joking around about it, but I also don't want to shame you for not staying on the road. Now, as a nomad, I have to be honest with you. When I'm full timing and I see other people get off the road, I have to get intense. Just like I'm in the gym and I'm getting ready to bench press. I'm like, yes, another motherfucker dropped out. Because for me, I'm working myself up to keep pushing forward. Just like I'm in a gym with weight on my chest. Okay? Some people, you can tell they never worked out. When I get intense, they don't understand. That's the push forward. You know what I mean? And I know it's off-putting because I know you want Bob Ross. Here's happy flowers. But guys, that's not me. So you can't go in the gym and go up to the bar and just, this is a nice weight set. Yes. You're not going to get through the weight. You know what I mean? So it's the same thing with the nomad life, guys. You got to be a little bit intense because to get through being in the public, constant movement, and going against the grain of society, you can't apathetically do it. At least in my view and how I live life. So that's where that intensity comes from. But that's where that adventure is. I've had some people, they're so bored. No, they're so bored, okay? In their normal life, they look at me and they get all wet. Okay, why? Well, guys, besides me being a sex symbol, they want an adventure. See, they look at me like someone who's going to pick them up and grab them out their boring life and say, get in, I'm about to make you all juicy. But what I can tell you is, guys, I'm not Thelma and Louise, okay? And you ain't going nowhere with me, okay? So you better get an RV and talk to your husband, okay? Because, guys, I'm single for life. All right, let's take a hydration break. Shout out to all my members, my newest member, Roberto and Charles. Thank you again to Keeping Up with Bree and Morango. Back to live comments in order. Kathy, I always find an exit strategy, which can make me less likely to be destitute. Kathy, are you a nomad full-time? I didn't know that. Roberto, Airbnb will add up to $400 per week or more. Yeah, no, that's a good comment, Roberto. And that's to Fred's point, almost, that's over $1,000 a month. The average rent in America is $1,200 a month. And that's what $400 a week would add up to. Now, here's the other part. For the average RV park, it's $400 a week. That's why the only way, if you're going to get an RV, the only way it works financially, if you're trying to live below your means and trying to live cheap, is if you get the 1,000 Trails Camping Pass. But the only problem with that is that can change. I just a little bit suspect that one. Now it's a publicly traded company. Shout out to Coconuts. They're a REIT, a real estate investment trust. They got a dividend. I think it's called Equity Lifestyle. So, I mean, obviously, look, they're a publicly traded company. They got big money behind them. I don't think 1,000 Trails will go belly up. So I don't see them changing their basic packages. But, it would just be something if you banked on 1,000 Trails and you were living in your RV and then one day that changed. But look, there's always cheap land in the middle of nowhere that you could get or do something. But, look, it's just have your exit strategy. But I would say, look, bottom line is, though, if you're going to get an RV, you got to figure out where to park. Because that's the challenge. You get more comfort in a travel trailer, Class B or Class C, but you lose your fuel efficiency, you lose your side hustles with DoorDash and Uber, and your parking is harder. So when you're living the nomad life, and if you go the RV life, you have to consider those circumstances. Now, that's good for the older people. For the younger people, maybe not so much. ESP. I didn't use Airbnb. Oh, you didn't? I spoke directly to the property owner. You're a smart woman. It's how I get the good deal. She knows how to shop around for a good deal. ESP. We did the deal with a handshake. Well, I wouldn't handshake, but I know you're a smart businesswoman. I always told you that. You secured the bag. ESP. If you get, I want to listen to this. I was very excited, guys. The only reason I walked off the lot today, the numbers look good, was because I practice what I preach. I know it's not easy, but I always say to myself, unless you get an extraordinary deal, I always say to myself, anytime you're going to spend more than $5,000, and with the trade-in and everything, it'd be about $10,000 for this used Prius, 3 years old, 60,000 miles. What I said to myself was, anytime you spend more than $5,000, always walk away and wait at least 24 to 48 hours so you can think about it and make a rational decision, not an emotional. And I'm glad I did that, but this is definitely an option. What do I solve by getting a Prius? I solve two things. One main thing is temperature control. Because the hybrid battery allows you to run the air conditioning, and the engine would only periodically start. I tested it probably about once an hour, twice an hour. If you had it on a relatively, medium setting, and it was relatively mild outside in the night, not in the day, in the night for sleeping. However, the car is still going to start periodically, and you still have to figure out somewhere to park. So, that's still a negative. But I also I have better fuel efficiency, and I still have my DoorDash option. So, bottom line, though, after this vehicle, I was going to say, I only think I'll get a hybrid or electric. Now, if I just get the hybrid Prius I was looking at today, it wasn't the plug-in Prime. And I was thinking about using the plug-in stations for another stealth camping option. So, I don't know. I'm still debating that. Let me go back to live comments before I ramble too long. She goes, if you get the used Prius, turn the AC up real high and let the engine idle. I did that. See how long it takes for the engine to kick on. When I did it, it took about 20 minutes. About 20 minutes, and it kicked on for about 3 to 4 minutes, and then kicked off for another 20. The longer it takes for the engine to kick on, the better your battery. No, that's true. Good point. The hybrid battery in a Prius is just like a battery for your phone, right? The older the phone, the less the battery capacity. So same thing with the hybrid. Now, it did come with a warranty on the hybrid battery for another 8 years. Another 100,000 miles, 8 years. So that would be good. Good comment. But I don't know. I solved one minor thing. Well, it's a major thing with the temperature control. Especially, I plan to be in Florida in the summer, probably. I plan to go back to New Jersey to visit my mom, probably at the end of August, September. I don't know for how long, a couple of weeks, maybe a month, just to get out of hurricane season, the height of it. So, I don't know. I got to think about that. But the one negative thing is I don't solve the parking problem. So, I mean, I got my spots that I know I could go to, but I don't let, I don't know. I got to think about that more. That's why I walked off the lot. Coconuts. Florida isn't cheap. Rent is as much as living in New York. Well, yeah, no doubt. The good parts? Yeah, the good parts of Florida, I mean, obviously it's going to be just as much. Well, it depends what part of New York, right? So, I mean, if you're in the Upper East Side of Manhattan, then, it's a hard comparable to some parts of Florida. But I will say this. Like, if you compared Ocala, Florida to Upper East Side of Manhattan, rents are way cheaper in Ocala, Florida. But what I would tell you this is Florida, even in the nice areas, on average, still has a cheaper cost of living as far as housing. I will still say that even in an inflated economy, you have to look around, but I've showed you guys some. If you look around and if you come down, especially from a northern state with retirement money or a job transfer and you get the equal money, there is still more affordable housing in Florida than New York or New Jersey. There's no doubt about it, on average. So they're still getting while the getting's good. It's true. Coconuts. The days of living in Florida because it's cheaper over. Nah, it's just beginning, man. Florida's in another real estate renaissance. And you got some of the baby boomers. You got some people that have moved here. And certainly some people will move out. Some people don't like Florida. But Florida is still cheaper than New York. It is. Now, again, there's exceptions. But Florida is still on the upswing. And New York is still on the downswing. It's true. ESP. Let's take a hydration break, guys. Thank you for all the comments, man. Thank you to my newest members, Charles and Roberto. Thank you again, Maringo and Keeping Up a Bree, the beautiful Keeping Up a Bree. Good to see some of you guys in here tonight, man. Happy MLK Day, man. ESP. I'm sure it's true for some women. What were we talking about? I know I got into a rant. He goes, I myself have never had my identity tied to my appearance. Okay. I really don't care if someone thinks I'm beautiful or not. Well, I like that mindset. I agree with that mindset. Honestly, sure. Oh, I asked, what's the number one thing all women want? And I said, I heard a guy say, I thought, he's a gay guy, I thought it was true. Probably most women want to feel beautiful. So the ESP was answering my question. She goes, I really don't care if someone likes me or not. I agree with that totally %. Honestly, sure, it's nice, but whatever. No, I agree with that mindset. Good comment. Maringo, thank you again. 25. Remember, your brain does not fully develop until the age of 25. And you don't really know yourself to the age of 35. But what happens is most people have one child by the age of 25, usually two by the age of 30. And by 35, their life is over and they're dreaming to be a nomad because they're in a normal life. And normal is boring. It's true. Good job, man. Thank you for the tip. Infinity, big up, Snip, brother. Guys, a vasectomy is a no-brainer in my opinion, especially when you can still adopt if you wanted a child, especially if you could still foster if you didn't want to fully commit, especially if you really wanted to, you could probably still reverse the vasectomy. So for me, especially for younger people under the age of 30, vasectomy for the win, hands down. Because, guys, I know what it is. Like, it's hormones and emotion. Just like going off the car lot. Like, every time I go on the car lot, guys, I feel like I can't leave without buying it. But by the grace of God, I'm able to pull myself out of there through past mistakes. But it's like every time you're into coochie, it's like you can't leave till you cream pie. Now, you don't want a kid, but you're in that moment, man. And I was thinking about this old gilf today. I was banging her out in my mind. And if in flesh, I couldn't pull out. Okay. Now, for some people, that offends. But don't forget, they're living a normal life. And they get offended by the word cream pie. Guys, they're living a whole nother life. Okay, so I understand. Roberto, 100 emoji. Thank you. Great to have you, man. Kathy, I think all people, no matter what genders, want to be good looking or feel good about their appearance. I would say that's true. But I think appearance is never the most important thing. I think that's also true. I have more to offer besides looks. I hear that. Good comment. Hal, Thank you for answering, Kathy. Hal, I will definitely adopt a foster kid, okay? Because I was one. Oh, shout out to you, man. Shout out to all foster kids out there. I will be a good foster parent. God bless you, man. My foster parents were in it for the money. Yeah, now there's a little bit of a scam there, man. Thank you for sharing your story. Yeah, that's the give and take, man. That's why I say, because I do know some people that were in the system. That's why I say, if you really have love, like I got this one selfish girl, I had to block her today. I don't like her comments, man. But I know she wants to have kids. But I said to myself, like what you're saying, like if someone really wants to have kids, and if you really care about humanity, like then be a foster child parent or adopt. Again, if you don't want to commit, be a foster parent. If you don't, and then if it works out, adopt. So, because there's so much need, like there's such a need for it, you know what I mean? Because I've seen people, like you're saying, caught in the system. So, that's what makes me question. Like sometimes people think I'm being too harsh about like having a child. However, like I question the motives of it. Now, again, if you had a child when you're young, I understand it's hormones. And I also understand the mindset of I want my own child. Just like I got a dog from a breeder. It wasn't like an adopted dog. So I understand you wanting it to be your own. I'm just at least want to spark a further conversation on children, on an advanced society. And again, I think you should have a drug test, a mental test. I think you should have a financial test because you take all these things when you get a job. So it's like, if to make money and to be productive in society, you have to go through all these checks and balances, then you should damn sure have to do that if you're going to bring another life into this world. I mean, I think that's a no-brainer. I don't know. Let's take a hydration break. Shit, I remember as an electrical contractor, I had to take out a permit to change an electrical service. Like, you know how many hoops I got to jump through? I go there, I felt this, I do that, I pay this. I had to do all that just to change, just to make the electrical infrastructure better. So if I have to do that to make a house better, then people should have to do a lot more, like to, bring another child into this world. Oh shit! Carlos, $4.99 super chat. Nomad, I love the videos when you drive showing properties. Oh, more coming. I got some on reserve. They're coming up. Here's a YouTube tip. If you're a YouTuber, create a bunch of videos, upload them, but keep them private, and upload one a day, and always keep at least a week's advance worth of videos. Right now, I got a week advance worth of videos. I got houses coming up from Delray Beach. Shout out to all my Haitians down there. Pacase. What was my Haitian friends to say? Pacase? I don't know how they said that shit. Pasape? What's that Creole? How do you say what's happening? Pasake? I don't know. But what I can tell you is this, guys. I got some videos coming from Delray Beach and some other areas showing you some residential houses. Carlos, I love the videos when you drive showing properties. More coming. Are you going to replace the Renegade? We're going to find out. Yeah. Oh, no, not que pasa. That's Spanish. Not que pasa. Creole. Yeah. Roberto got it. I don't know how to say it. Damn, he used to always say it. Sac passe. Yeah, that's it. Damn, Roberto, you got it, man. I forgot how to say that. Damn it. I said it in the video when I was in Delray Beach. ESP, you in Alaska. Que pasa. That's Spanish. Good try, though. Let's go back to it, Carlos. Yeah, am I going to... Thank you for the love, too, brother. I appreciate you. This is a good question, Carlos. What percentage chance... I always like to look at percentage. I love you, ESP. What percentage chance do I still have this Jeep Renegade in 2022? I would say 25% chance I still have it. Why? I mean, I really do not want to go through the summer without air conditioning. Because I think at this point, it's needless suffering. Especially if I can get a cheap Prius used. Now, there's some risk when you buy a used vehicle. But it's not that big a risk because it's not that much money when you're talking about a car, $10,000 or whatever. So, And when I looked at why I went used, because I said, well, if I get a used one and it really doesn't make my life that much better, it's not like I'm buying a brand new $30,000, $40,000 RAV4 and I got a little bit better exit strategy. So that's an option. The other option is I was thinking of keeping the Renegade, getting the brakes and the rotors done, putting a tow hitch on it, and maybe towing a small travel trailer and getting the 1,000 Trails camping pass. I also did a video coming up from Pompano Beach to 1,000 Trails RV park there. But I don't know if I want to tow something, and I don't know if I want to leave something behind. Meaning that I don't know, I like always having everything I have with me. So for some reason I want to get the hell out of Dodge, I don't have to go back somewhere else. I go. So I kind of want to keep that until I don't have to. And then the other part of my mind says, well, I'm kind of at where I want to be as far as geographically. I don't think I want to buy a single family house, even though I know it's a better investment than an RV lot. Because look, a single family house is going to go up in value more than an RV lot. So, but I don't want a house on a foundation. I don't want a roof. I don't want siding. I don't want sheetrock. I don't want plumbing. I want a concrete pad with utilities that I put a cheap travel trailer on it. Hurricane comes, I tow it away or it blows away or it gets old, I replace it, period. And I say to myself, if I'm going to get that, why would I change my car? Well, that's again why I'm looking at the used Prius, because I say, well, it's a $10,000 risk-reward ratio, right? Like, if it doesn't work out and I still want to get my RV lot, I didn't really lose anything because I still need a vehicle for DoorDash or for driving. And I don't think, if I get an RV lot, my Jeep Renegade max towing capacity is 2,000 pounds. So if I get an RV lot, I'd probably put an RV there and probably weigh 3,000 pounds. So I would probably just get it towed there, either anchor it down or rent a truck to tow it off if a hurricane comes, and then just have a Prius. So I don't know though, like I'm very cautious because like I say, I mean, I've cleaned up my debt. I've saved. I've been diligent. I want to be very strategic and very surgical in my next steps, whether the Nomad life enhancement or back to a level of the normal life. Because I do look at, to be honest with you, if I get an RV lot, if I buy it, it's almost back to the normal life. It's not a complete normal life. It's not a house or condo, but it's a level of going back to a normal life. It's like kind of the best balance I found. But if I get a Prius, all I'm doing is I'm enhancing the Nomad life with air conditioning in the summer. If I get a travel trailer and a campground pass, then I'm living the Nomad life in a more conventional way with all the amenities of a normal life. And if I don't think it's on the option for me. I don't think I have any desire really. I looked at a couple this weekend, but I still go back to, I don't think I have any desire to get a single family house. Because one is, I don't want to mow grass. I don't want to take care of a roof and all that stuff. I know I can hire someone and I know I can get in the HOA, but I said to myself, well, I don't want to go back to that life. So that's kind of me just talking it out. Hopefully that answered your question. Good question. Roberto, yeah, sac passé. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but that's what I meant to say. Good job. ESP with the K pasta. Coconuts. What sport cars do you like? Porsche, Ferrari, Lambo? I don't like any sports car. I'm not a sports car guy. I'm more of an efficiency technology guy. So I know like the Tesla would tend to go in that area. I saw a used Tesla this weekend for about $40,000. It looked good, but I don't think I want to go all electric because then I'm tied to the electrical charging stations. I would like the option with a plug-in hybrid to be able to stealth camp at the charging stations, but I still want the hybrid gas because I don't want to be married to the charging stations. But yeah, as far as sports cars, even if I was a billionaire, I would not get a Lambo, Ferrari, or Porsche. Not because I'm mad at them, just because I don't like sitting that low to the ground. I don't like racing. I had a Jaguar. I never raced it. Why? I mean, for me, I like calm, relaxing, cruising with the sunroof down Sade. I don't like loud cars. I don't like fast cars. I don't like driving fast. Now, I lied. I guess I did race. I remember when I was younger, in my early 20s, I remember racing on I-95, going over 100 miles an hour. But, I don't miss that. And I almost got in a major accident. So, I don't miss that. I don't want to do that. So, yeah, I don't really like sports cars. Roberto, 100. Yeah, you got it right. You suck passe. I think I'm getting it better. Back laugh comments. ESP's laughing good. Laughter is good for the soul. Thank you, guys and girls. So, yeah, guys, look, I tried to share with you just another day. When in doubt, show up. When in doubt, structure the live feed with what's on your mind. And what's on my mind tonight is talking about the nomad life or the normal life. And the nomad life is an adventurous, freeing life. The normal life is boring, but the normal life provides the comfort, which ESP is experiencing right now, the stability and the sanctuary that allows you to reset and recharge your batteries. Because even if you become a nomad and you live out of your hybrid vehicle, even your hybrid vehicle needs to recharge its batteries in order to provide that temperature control. And, that may be a lesson. So, however, there's nothing perfect. So I would not tell someone not to be a full-time nomad. I wouldn't tell someone not to get out of the nomad life. You have to individually look at your life, look at your goals, be honest with yourself, and you take a shot, but you manage your risk, just like I'm talking about, like managing my risk with the next vehicle or house. And that's why I talk about an RV lot, because I said, well, I'm managing my risk. If a hurricane comes, I have no worries, okay? I have no worries about a level of maintenance. So if I get a used Prius, even if it doesn't work out, I didn't go and buy a $50,000 car. So, you got to kind of manage your risk. Hell, I'm starving right now. Just have to have discipline. I'm burning a lot of calories a day with workouts I've been doing. Here's a pro tip. Brush your teeth and brush your tongue. After you brush your teeth and brush your tongue and floss, you're going to be less hungry. Just drink some water, masturbate, and go to bed. How? I almost ordered $40 worth of sushi. I've been down that road. Not sushi, but, coochie, not sushi, and fried chicken. I wasn't into sushi. I'm just going to drink some water. Well, brush your teeth and brush your tongue, floss, then drink water. And then masturbate. You go to sleep like a baby. All right, guys, I hope my videos help you in some way, whether information, inspiration, or motivation. I want to thank my newest members, Roberto, Charles. Thank you to all my existing members. Great to see some of them here tonight. Fred, good to see you for a while. Carlos, thank you for that super chat. Morongo, and keeping up a breathe, thank you. Again, Fred, Hal, Charles, Roberto, Kathy, Coconuts, I love you, brother. ESP, Infinity, and everyone out there, man. I appreciate you sharing. Charles, love to you, man. I'm very grateful, okay? And we just do the best we can. God bless.